Hi, 10th grade design. This is Ms. Stapp with an overview of your weekly lesson plan. And this is our last week of working on the podcast. Yay! You can see it's podcast lesson number 14. The ATL is sharing ideas with multiple audiences using a variety of digital environments and media, which you have been doing and we will continue to do again this week. So there are old things and new things this week. We're going to be wrapping up our digital process journal, which you've already been working on. We're going to be finishing up that sample podcast, that one sample podcast. But there's a new element this week, which is a podcast series pitch. And I'm going to talk about those in 3 separate videos. For this first video is the digital process journal. So you guys have been really good about uploading it to me each week. I want you to go back and make sure that you have all the evidence that I've been asking you for as we've gone along. So as you look through, I should be able to clearly see where your technical skills are, your projected time management plan, that was that original Gantt chart or timeline, evidence of following and modifying your procedural list as you've gone along. So those are your notes and your highlights and your changes. And let's see, you'll have some new things. So update your time management plans record through the end of your project. So if you're still working on editing, that should be reflected in your updated time management plan on your digital process journal. The same with your procedural list. So if you're still working this week, you're still going through all of those steps and making sure that you've let me know if there's any modifications or changes. And last, this is a new piece. We've talked about it, your brief podcast planner for 11 subsequent episodes. And many of you have already shown that you've been thinking about this, that you have ideas for this sustained podcast series. So do not panic. This is real short. I think that each of these little boxes here with 6 items should take you about 2 minutes, I hope. And I've done one as an example. So my podcast series is going to be on sustainable living. So the first episode I'm going to do is roosting in a coop near you. And let's see, the main goal for my podcast, I have interviews with 3 local chicken owners. They answer questions about startup costs, work, noise, and city rules. And that sounds like a lot in 4.5 minutes. It's probably a little overly ambitious, so not all of that might make it. I'm going to interview 3 local chicken farmers. You can see their names here. Those are my guests, Elsa Goodrich, John Cherence, and Matt Maupin. All of those interviews might not make it in little portions, but I will give credit to all of them in the end of my podcast. So again, real quick, fill those out, and you'll add that to your digital process journal. Good. Let me go back. Yes, so here I've just included that list one more time. You can write it as a list like this, or you can use my planner table that I sent to you. But that is all for step 1, and I'll see you again with step 2.